It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We came to Japan because no does not mean no here. The word for no in Japan sounds like yay. The Talk Funny podcast from NagoyaRadio.com and Nagoya Comedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
We're back with Mark Bailey and Toufic on Talk Funny.
Hello all.
You had a
I
story.
was ranting about something. I don't know what I did in a past life to deserve the Japanese banking sector. It is so inconvenient and wrapped up in these performative platitudes. To get any kind of paperwork done, you have to use your inkan, which is basically a stamp that they use in place of a signature. If you don't have your stamp with you, you cannot do your procedure.
Right.
Signatures were invented so that your stamp is part of your biological being because it's more convenient to do. Anyway, from this business of mine, I get a lot of checks every month. I was looking for a way to cash checks. In Japan, they stopped cashing U.S. checks for the most part, except for one bank called Sumitomo Trust Bank. And I hate you, Sumitomo. Trust me.
You don't trust them.
I don't trust them because they didn't trust me. Let me tell you what happened. I go over. I read online that they cash checks and I can hold actual U.S. dollars in the account, which is unheard of in Japan. Most of the accounts are in yen. And so I go there, and after they make me come back again for like paperwork and whatever, they ask me, what do you want to open the account for? I told them, well, you speak English, first of all. You also have accounts in dollars, and I'd like to, I have some checks coming from a new job of mine, and I'd like to cash them here. The deal was I'd have to pay $20 to cash a check, a single check, $20, and I'd have to pay $20 for the account itself every month. And the money would only show up after 3 weeks of depositing it in. I was willing to accept this. I had no other option at the time. Yep. Things have changed, thank goodness, since then. Then the damn stupid clerk, he goes to speak with his manager, taking all my documents with him. Oh, before he does, he asked me if I have another bank account. I was like, yes, I have a bank account with two other banks. But I told him that if I'm comfortable with Sumitomo and I find it convenient the way I expect it to, I'll move all my business here because I have income coming to those banks as well. So he takes his Asian ass over to his Asian boss's ass, and they asked it out, and the ass comes back, and he tells me just point blank, "We deny." I'm like, oh, someone's doing their English as a second language. Excuse me? We deny. Yes, I got you the first time, Hiroshi. Why do you deny? Because you want to use it to cash checks only. I'm like, no, I told you I'll just move all my business here. Sorry, you said checks first, so we deny.
Could he say it more rudely? Could you find a ruder way? Could you be more blunt and more abrupt? Wow.
I was stunned. Like, I always complain about Japanese not being straightforward and whatever, and not speaking English. Yeah, this is not. Be careful what you wish for.
Maybe we should never ask him to do that. It's not nice. They did that in Nanjing. They were kind of straightforward and blunt and brutal.
You saw my ID. You saw I'm not American, right? Don't you go all Hiroshima revenge on my ass, Hiroshi. We deny. Well, guess what? I'm making the money right now. You're stuck in your stupid little 8-to-5 job, denying people. So you have a good life, and I hope you don't kill yourself. But you might. I
have this theory about banks that I've gone to. I don't mind trashing a bank. It's UFJ. UFJ, I hate them. I hate them. Yep. One of my friends came up with what it stands for. You effing Japanese. That's what it stands for. At the time I went through this, they were the biggest bank.
They still are.
Yeah, they're the biggest bank. They're arrogant. And they have the best-looking tellers.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that's a correlation because my bank, which I love Nagoya Ginko. I love them. And I like Aichi Ginko. Nagoya Ginko, a little less attractive tellers, but very nice. A little less attractive than UFJ. Less attractive than the Nagoya bank tellers, Aichi. And they're like next to my house. The bank is next to my house. They drink at my mother-in-law's restaurant. Not good-looking girls, but very, very nice. They'll do.
I mean, you know, as a human being, if you're not nice or intelligent or talented or good-looking, why are you alive, really? Why are you alive?
Peter Russell.
Yes. No.
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters. Oh, God.
Two first names always throws me.
Yep.
Russell Peters.
You were saying it in the Japanese way.
Yeah. So Russell Peters, he had a beautiful, I think, Hispanic wife, and they divorced. People say, why did you break up with her? And he said, I always tell them she was a beautiful person on the outside. which means she was horrible.
Yes, you go to UFJ. They look stunning and very nice, and they're smiley, but they'll tell you no in so many nice ways. No. Do you know PayPal? Can I link my PayPal to the account? PayPal. Like, the computer's right there. Just, can I Google Translate it? Oh, sorry, no, we can't accept Google translations. No. I'm like, I don't speak your language. Don't you want my money? They don't need your money.
They don't.
They look at you with like their wooden eyes. And they'll let you know that you are so irrelevant and unnecessary to them, and you're occupying their precious dull time.
I mean, I spoke Japanese. I had no problem. There was no language barrier. We'd lived in the area. My wife had lived in the area for 20 years.
There's a competence barrier.
No language barrier. Basically, but it's a nice, comfortable chair, very attractive teller, nice music playing in the background.
Doesn't work on me, but
smells great, and so does she. She smells fine. And then she shows you. I said, I don't see what the problem is. I have an account here. I wanted to open another account. No, you're not allowed to do that. I said, well, other banks allow me to open 2 accounts because I have different businesses, and I don't want the money mixed in. It's hard to explain to my accountant. Well, you can't open another account here. But my wife has 2 accounts here. Yeah, but you can't open another account. Why not? So she brought out this really big map. And at the
Foreigner.
top, at the top it says, this is us, this is UFJ. And at the bottom, there's a little speck and it goes, and that's you. No. I mean, she might as well. She didn't do that, but she might as well. So she basically said, because those are the rules. And I said, no, I don't understand the rules. You didn't tell me a rule. What's the rule? The rule is you can't do it. Why me? That's the rule. You put my name in your charter for your bank. Really? Can I see my name and your charter? Because I know it's about being a foreigner. And I said, now I own a house. I'm a landowner. Why not? Well, you can't. So I went to another branch, and no problem. Still UFJ. Then still UFJ, and they said yes, but they gave me a form, filled it out. Then
by yourself? Wow.
I filled it out. They said, there's one mistake here. You put this answer in that box. That should be in this box. Ripped it up.
Yeah, they would do that.
Yeah, gave me another one. By the 4th time, I said, I think I understand what's going on here. I think the answer is actually no, and you're saying yes. I think that's what they were doing. This is a trick for foreigners. Don't ever get a hanko. Don't get one.
Yeah,
don't get one.
I know it's fancy and whatever, but unless you can carry it with you, like graft it into your thumb or something, do not get one. It's so annoying.
There's a 90-year-old guy in my neighborhood. We've known him for a longest time, and everybody at the post office knew him. Everybody knows this guy. He came there one day, the post office, get some document signed without his hanko. They made him walk back to his house. Yeah. I said, you know this guy.
Because
I'll vouch for this guy.
Their supervisors will not accept anything less, subpar. They just don't. Actually, though, I will say this. The post office is very nice. They cut me some slack once. So what happened was I was getting worried because I was getting all these checks in my house. So I wanted to divide them between me and my boyfriend. Like maybe he could take some, I could take some. There was some in my name though. So we arranged it so that they're sent to his address but with my name. Well, he got a slip in the mail that said that, I think someone put your address on this that's not clearly addressed to you, so please go to the post office to resolve this. We went there, and both of us, and the lady that greeted us was very chill, very cool. She's like, I think you accidentally put his name, but you meant your name.
Air quotes,
accidentally,
yes.
Exactly. Your name and your place, right? I can't hear anything else, that's what you mean, right? Okay, here it is, but don't do it again, okay? I'm
right.
Like, thank you so much. It's so nice when they're chill and they cut you some slack, when they're not scared and worried.
Well, even in my jobs and even at banks, this is the best thing. Just be firm and say, I don't have a hanko. I don't have a stamp. And they'll say, oh, you don't have your stamp today? No, I don't have one. It does not exist. Can you make one? No, I cannot make one. No, I can't.
Yeah, my boyfriend put his foot down. He said, I will not make it happen.
And I can sign, and I've signed for every document in this country. I've always used my signature. That is my hanko. I'm going to use my signature.
Japan needs to really upgrade and accommodate more foreigners. I'm so sick of getting important documents in Japanese. You see my name is in katakana. But and you have the money to send them in English. Why don't you do that?
But it takes a million years to change over here. They're still using stilts to pick up food. They're still using twigs to pick up food. The rest of the world, but of course, Japan is the oldest country in the world because it came from the sun. Well, why isn't it warmer in winter then if it came from the sun?
Well, actually, it's a warm day today, coincidentally.
Mark Bailey and Toufic with Talk Funny.